That heart-sinking moment, you know it, right? You're walking along Cold Harbor Lane, maybe just left Brixton Village, and suddenly your hand goes to your pocket, and it's empty.
Oh, yeah. The keys are gone.
Exactly. Or maybe you're on Acre Lane just trying to get inside, and your front door lock just decides, nope, not today.
Happens to the best of us.
It really does. So today, our deep dive is all about arming you with the knowledge to find the right locksmith, specifically in Brixton's vibrant SW2 area. We've been looking over some great resources like top 3 local locksmiths in and near Brixton area, and also some really insightful guides on, well, everything from choosing a pro to understanding common lock problems.
Yeah, and this isn't just about, who to call in a panic. It's more about the critical context, the questions you should be asking when your security is involved.
Absolutely. So what does all this mean for you if you're living, working, or maybe just spending time in the Brixton neighborhood? Let's unpack this local landscape.
It's such a crucial topic because when you're stuck, knowing your options and knowing them quickly and intelligently, it just makes all the difference. And our sources really highlight how specific the needs can be within a bustling area like Brixton. You mentioned Cold Harbor Lane, maybe lost house keys there, or a front door lock repair needed on Acre Lane.
Or even just, being proactive, changing locks on a new place over on Effer Road.
Exactly. It really underlines that locksmith services, while, universally needed, are incredibly localized, very personal in how they apply to you.
In Brixton, as you know, it's such a mosaic of distinct areas. We're talking Effer Road, the hub around Brixton Tube Station, the lively High Street, Loughborough Junction.
Brixton Village, Brockwell Park.
Ferndale Road, too.
Yeah.
And each spot, unfortunately, also comes with its own potential for those dreaded lock-related mishaps.
Yeah.
The material we've explored really spotlights 3 key players in the local locksmith scene. It gives a comparative overview that's actually really helpful.
It does.
So we're going to look at each one, think about what makes them stand out, and, for what specific situations they might be your best bet.
Right, because this is where the choices get a bit nuanced, isn't it? You start weighing different priorities, cost, speed, maybe more comprehensive service.
Okay, so let's start with that immediate scenario. You're locked out, maybe watching the budget, you need someone fast. Where do you turn first?
Well, the sources point pretty clearly towards Locksmith for London as a prime contender here.
Right. They explicitly state they are the cheapest locksmith near you in the Brixton area. Prices starting from as little as $29.
Yeah, $29. That's a truly compelling starting point, isn't it?
It really is. Especially when you're in an unexpected bind, and frankly, every penny counts.
That low starting price, it's definitely eye-catching, and it does raise a critical question. How does a company manage that kind of rate while, as the source highlights, maintaining flawless reviews and superb customer retention rates?
Good point. What's the thinking there?
Well, the insight seems to be that it likely points to a highly optimized operation. They've probably found a formula that balances volume with efficiency.
Okay.
Perhaps making that initial low fee a way to build trust, maybe foster longer-term customer relationships. It suggests they're not cutting corners, they're just operating very smartly.
And that idea, that commitment to not compromise on quality, even at that price point, that really makes them stand out.
Definitely.
Beyond that attractive starting price, their key features, the services they list, they really speak to urgent needs, don't they?
They do. Rapid arrival times 20 minutes is what they promise.
Which is a lifesaver if you're locked out in the cold.
Absolutely. Plus, no call-out fees. That's a huge bonus.
Yeah.
And they back their work with a 1-year guarantee. That gives you some peace of mind.
And the range of services.
It runs the gamut, really. Lockouts, obviously. Rapid repairs after break-ins, which you hope never happens, but
right.
Issues with UPVC doors. That's the unplasticized polyvinyl chloride, common stuff for modern doors and windows. General lock replacements, lost keys, even security upgrades if you're thinking more proactively.
So quite comprehensive even for emergencies.
What's also notable is their reach. While we're focusing on Brixton, the source says they serve a pretty significant chunk of Greater London.
Oh.
So they're widely accessible, potentially, for many people beyond just SW2. Whether you're in Battersea or Mayfair, they might still be an option.
Good to know. And they provide contact details.
Yep. The source lists them. Phone numbers 027-0460-969, 0775-134-2214, and an email protected.
Okay, great. So for that blend of quality work and really good value, especially in an emergency, Locksmith for London seems like a really strong choice.
It certainly positions itself that way, yeah.
All right, let's shift gears a bit.
Okay.
Moving from that rapid response, budget-friendly fix towards maybe a more comprehensive security approach, let's turn our attention to Fortress Lock and Safe Co. They're located at 107 Brixton Hill, just a short walk from Brixton Tube Station, apparently.
Right.
And the article highlights them as having a brick-and-mortar shop. That offers a different kind of reassurance, wouldn't you say?
It really does. It's not just a van showing up. There's a physical presence, a place you can actually go to.
Yeah.
And that physical location, connecting it to the bigger picture, often implies, well, a broader range of services, maybe a deeper level of expertise, and a more established history in the community.
Makes sense.
And indeed, the source confirms Fortress isn't just a locksmith in the emergency sense. They're presented as a comprehensive security provider.
How so?
Well, their services go beyond typical lock repairs. They mention fitting door frames, safes, installing a wide range of alarms, CCTV, access control systems.
Okay.
They even do engraving and custom security signs. The insight here seems to be they're built more for long-term security partnerships, perhaps, not just those one-off fixes.
And they're credentialed.
They're an MLA member, that's the Master Locksmiths Association, which is a significant accreditation, and they have over 50 years of experience.
50 years.
Yeah. Serving areas like Brixton Village, Brockwell Park, Ferndale Road. That's a serious legacy in the security field.
That is a significant amount of experience and a really vast array of services. So their key features really lean into that comprehensive approach then.
Exactly.
They're the closest local locksmith to the Brixton Tube area, with both that physical shop and a call-out service for emergencies, repairs, installations for commercial and residential.
Both.
So it sounds like if you're thinking about a full security overhaul or maybe have more complex needs, they might be the ones to call.
They absolutely seem positioned that way. It is important to note, though.
Catch.
Well, maybe not a catch, but a consideration. This extensive expertise and broad service offering, it does come at a cost. The source explicitly mentions they are not always the cheapest option in Brixton.
Right.
So while they offer that depth and breadth, that's a trade-off you'd need to consider, depending on your specific needs and your budget, of course.
So the key insight is you're investing in decades of expertise and a full suite of security solutions.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And that naturally carries a different price point than, say, just an emergency lockout service.
Exactly. So if your needs go beyond a simple lock repair, or if you prefer a company with that long-standing physical presence, comprehensive solutions for home or business, Fortress Lock and Safe Co. certainly offers that depth.
Yeah, they sound like the experts you'd call for a more complex security upgrade or maybe a bespoke system.
Okay, so that brings us to our third option, Tip Top Locksmith Herne Hill.
Right.
They're nearest to Brixton High Street and Loughborough Junction, with premises on Milkwood Road. On the surface, they sound like a solid, reputable choice for many typical locksmith needs, right?
They do, and the source suggests they are. But here's a crucial nuance for you, the listener, to pick up on. While the article initially mentions 247 locksmith emergencies, it immediately clarifies that their service actually operates between 7 a.m. and 12 a.m. 7 days a week, but not 24/7.
Okay. That is a vital distinction.
It really is. If you're locked out at 1 a.m., knowing that isn't just helpful, it's the difference between getting help and, well, having a very long night on your doorstep.
Definitely. Timing is everything in an emergency.
Totally.
We've all been there, haven't we? Contemplating if a butter knife is a legitimate entry tool after midnight.
Spoiler. It's not.
Right. And it probably just voids your warranty anyway. So, okay, during their operating hours, 7 a.m. to midnight,
Yes.
they are presented as a reputable and dependable choice. Good for things like door lock installation, UPVC door repairs. They mentioned that specifically fixing a key stuck in a lock, installing new locks.
And they're ideally situated for people around Brixton High Street and Loughborough Junction areas.
Right. And what about pricing?
The article notes that Tip Top has fair and reasonable prices. However, and this is another useful comparison, it explicitly states that if you're on a tight budget and looking for the absolute cheapest local locksmith in SW2, then Locksmiths for London should still be your #1 choice.
Okay, so that helps clarify things further.
It does. It refines our understanding of each provider's unique spot in the market.
So the takeaway for Tip Top is, if your lock issue happens between 7 a.m. and midnight, and you're in their service area near the High Street or Loughborough Junction, they're a solid choice.
Seems so. But for those really late-night lockouts after midnight, you definitely need to remember that crucial operating hour distinction and, well, look elsewhere.
It's all about matching the service to your specific time of need, isn't it?
Absolutely. And this exploration of these three Brixton locksmiths, it really highlights that. Your decision-making criteria shifts, sometimes dramatically, based on urgency, the complexity of the problem.
And whether you're looking for just a reactive fix or maybe a more proactive security partner.
Exactly. So just to sort of recap that, for budget and speed, especially those urgent lockouts, Locksmith for London really seems to stand out.
Right.
For comprehensive security solutions, deep experience. Maybe if you prefer that physical shop for longer-term needs, Fortress Lock and Safeco offers that really robust service.
Okay.
And then for local convenience during specific hours, 7 a.m. to midnight, especially if you need UPVC door repairs, Tip Top Locksmith Herne Hill looks like a dependable option.
So we've kind of navigated the specific options in Brixton, but what if, you encounter a situation not covered here, or you just want to feel more empowered in any locksmith interaction?
Yeah, good question.
That's where these deeper insights from the locksmith guides mentioned in the source become so valuable, isn't it? Moving beyond just names and numbers to, true understanding.
Precisely. For instance, knowing things like 5 things to check when choosing a locksmith, or maybe even more importantly, 7 cues that you are dealing with a rogue locksmith.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds invaluable.
Absolutely. These guides empower you to avoid common pitfalls, really regardless of who you end up calling.
What else do they cover?
Things like understanding locksmith prices and costs that helps you avoid being overcharged. And even practical advice like 5 situations when you should call a locksmith versus DIY.
Ah, the classic DIY temptation.
Right. Knowing when to call the pros and when maybe you can handle it, it's all about putting you in control during what can often be a pretty stressful time.
Imagine knowing, say, 5 things to try when your key is stuck in the door, or 5 things to try when you locked yourself out before you even make that potentially desperate call.
Exactly. That's truly becoming well-informed, isn't it? It could potentially save you time, money, and honestly, a whole lot of stress.
Yeah. These guides really seem to turn you from just someone needing help into an informed consumer of security services.
Transforming that moment of panic into more of a manageable problem.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. We've taken an in-depth look, a real deep dive into locksmith services in Brixton. We've explored 3 key providers: Locksmith for London, Fortress Lock and Safeco, and Tip Top Locksmith Herne Hill. And we've uncovered the specific strengths and, importantly, the considerations for each one. So hopefully you now know not just who to call, but maybe why you might choose one over the others based on your needs, speed, comprehensive service, budget, or even their operating hours.
So what does this all really mean for you, the listener?
Well, beyond just knowing these local options, consider this final thought. The guides we mentioned also touch on things like 7 types of secure locks you should upgrade your doors to.
So moving from reactive to proactive.
Exactly. As you think about who to call the next time you need a locksmith, perhaps this discussion also sparks a thought about, proactively upgrading your home security before you have a problem.
That's a great point.
So what stands out to you as the most important consideration for your own peace of mind and security? Not just in an emergency, but for everyday living. Something to think about.
Definitely something to mull over. Keep exploring, keep learning, and stay secure. We hope this deep dive has given you a bit of a shortcut to being well informed on this.